Hey guys, welcome back. I beat those Stalfos guys off screen because I died like 3 times. I hope you like Frozen 2 notes. Oh, I got the bow because I have more notes. I guess pretty much yesterday I just talked all about the song Into the Unknown. I guess one small thing about that song is like it ends kind of weird. I don't know how to explain it because I don't know anything about music, but it's like there's something about it, like they tie like a nice bow on the end of the song and it doesn't fit. It doesn't feel like it fits. Okay, what am I doing? Let's go that way. So what is Frozen 2 about? I don't know what the answer is. It's so easy to answer, well, what's Frozen 1 about? I said it yesterday. It's about learning that love for your family, love for your sister is just as powerful as love for like a prince or something. Okay. Hey, where you go? Oop. Okay, I think I remember this is what you're supposed to do. I don't know how you're supposed to know that, but this movie is about, I guess there's like two major things. It's like, well, the one thing is like, so if you're simplifying it into hero's journey, then the first movie is Anna's journey because she's the one who learns the power of love for your sister, right? She's the one who learns that. She's the one who saves her sister by loving her. And that's how this end of the first one ends. So she's the hero. So then the second movie, the obvious choice would be, well, let's make Elsa the hero. But she already had kind of an arc in the first movie. She was afraid to be herself. She was afraid to let go of who she was supposed to be and learn to be who she is and accept that. Accept like her, who she is, which is like her powers, is part of her. But then in the second movie, they address that. They're like, she says in the song, I've had my adventure. I don't need something new. But then at the end of this movie, she learns that she was like this fifth spirit. So spoilers, again. But sorry, I should have said that before. I mean, but this movie is kind of, this part of the movie is kind of nonsense, so it's hard to spoil it. She's this, wait, what did I get? Just a compass? That was it? She's a fifth spirit. And throughout the movie, they introduce like these 4 spirits, like earth, fire, water, air, or whatever. And she's like this 5th spirit that, I don't know, what's the point of a 5th spirit? I don't really understand. I mean, it's a kid's movie, it shouldn't be that complex, but maybe it is like super heady and like, oops. It's hard to imagine that, like, I just don't I mean, I'm not a smart person, so it's very possible that I don't understand what they're trying to say. But I don't know, if I can't understand it, then a kid's not gonna understand it. Why do I keep doing that? She's a fifth spirit, and her mom was also a fifth spirit, but her mom had 2 kids, so they make a big point of that. So Anna is also part of this fifth spirit, but Elsa has to live away from Anna because reasons, and Anna can live in Arendelle because they have to make a 3rd movie, I guess. I don't know. It doesn't really make a lot of sense, and it's very possible that I don't understand what's happening, but it just seems kind of dumb. Also, the worst part of the movie is the end, where I mentioned this yesterday. It's kind of funny that I'm overanalyzing this Frozen 2 movie, maybe. I just got a little bit self-conscious, like, it's a kid's movie, why are you overanalyzing it? But I think it's kind of funny. The Kristoff character proposes. I don't remember what happens exactly, but they make a big deal about, like, the whole movie, they make like 10 jokes about, he's got to propose and he's nervous and he can't do it right, and then in the end he's just like, will you marry me? And she's like, yes, and then that's it. So that's a great payoff. I watched on YouTube, there was a deleted song, which was like a proposal song. I know everybody always says this, like, well, why wasn't that in the movie? But, like, for real, why wasn't that in the movie? Because it's so much more well done than how they actually do it. I don't understand why they took it out. And then in the end, Anna proposes to Kristoff, and it's like, oh, that's a kind of a good way to wrap up the arc of Kristoff being nervous, and then he has this song about being nervous, and like, I don't think I'm going to propose right, and I don't think I'm like the right guy for you. And then she's like, well, I'm going to propose to you. And it's like, yay. That's a good way to wrap it up, right? But they decided to just cut all that out. But they forgot to cut out the parts in the first hour and a half of the movie where they make this big build-up of this proposal. And then it's like nothing. So it doesn't make a lot of sense. Did I get a key? Okay, good. I got a key in the bow. What time is it? Oh. I forget how to turn this thing around. I don't want to spend 3 episodes on this, so I'm just reading all my notes. Kristoff's story is incongruous with Elsa's and Anna's. He's worried about asking her to marry him while they're learning about like the history of their culture and like all this like weighty topics. And he's like, oh, I'm worried about a girl. And they're like, 100 years ago, our 2 civilizations were at war. It's kind of a weird juxtaposition that doesn't really fit. Okay, I think you just shoot this thing. All that stuff with like the ow, you hurt me. Oh, this other culture, I didn't even mention any of that like lives in this fog. So I'll put it in Joseph Campbell terms again, even though I still don't really understand 100% Joseph Campbell stuff, but the 2 big points of a story are meeting with the goddess and atoning with the father. So in this story, obviously the meeting with the goddess would be when Elsa meets her mom and learns about, like, she's this 5th spirit and all this stuff. And then the atoning with the father is when she learns that her grandfather was like this evil king. Oh, I just fell somewhere. Oh. And he was the one who... He was afraid of magic, so he tricked these people into like starting a war, and then and then the spirits got mad at him for doing that, so they trapped everybody in this realm of like fog that they couldn't get out of. So that was the atoning with the father, which is kind of a lame atoning with the father, because it's like, who is this grandfather character? We don't know him. We don't care about him. So what? He's a bad guy. Like, who cares? It would have been much cooler if the atoning with the father was like something that had to do with the mother. Like because Elsa was feeling a connection to her mother. So if it turned out that like she had these weird like evil intentions, it would have been more interesting. Because we care about Elsa, obviously. So if she has to atone with like this dark past of like, but it's her mother instead of her grandfather, because who cares about her grandfather? And the siren song, it was all there. It was all leading up to like her mother being like not what she seemed. She had some kind of intention that was bad. I mean, it could be just as simple as replacing the grandfather with the mother. I don't know. Oh, creepy little hands. Get off of me. Stop touching me. Kill it. No! You can do that. Is it dead? No, not even close. Okay, no. This is how you die. Ah! Alright, I think I'll end there. Well, I have 2 minutes. Anything else frozen? What is this second story about? 4 spirits, and Elsa is the 5th spirit, but also her mom is the 5th spirit, but her mom had 2 daughters, so Anna is another half of the spirit, but Anna can't live with Elsa. Elsa has to live separate, and Anna can live in Arendelle, but Elsa can't. What does any of that mean? I don't know. I like that they tried to be a little bit more complex with the story, but it's hard to make any story. And then once you start adding all this stuff, it's hard to make it all make sense. Oops, I just said no. Okay, I'll figure out where to go and I'll get back. I could talk about Onward tomorrow. I watched that one last week, I think. I didn't have too many thoughts about that one, but I think I like that one a little bit better. I'll see you tomorrow.